What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Distal Therapy. You already know what it is. We're gonna get to this topic real quick, but before we do, make sure you like and subscribe. You already know what you gotta do. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get notified when new videos come out, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. Bang. We're gonna get right into it. Today, I wanna talk about my man, Jonathan Majors. Yes, it is official. Well, not official, it's not officially law, but my man has been vindicated, okay? His lawyer just leaked a security footage video from after the incident. So, for those who are not in the know, Jonathan Majors, aka King the Conqueror, aka Creed 3, all these places that probably known from Lovecraft Country, that whole big spiel. He was accused of assaulting his now ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, like 2 or 3 months ago. He was accused of assaulting her, which left her a cut on the back of her ear and a broken finger, allegedly. Now, mountains of evidence and witnesses have come out saying that he never laid a hand on her. There was no evidence to prove that he laid a hand on her, but there's mountains of evidence that prove that she laid a hand on him. And so he's countersuing her. And they still haven't gone to trial yet because she's out of the country. She left the country after all this went down for some reason. But a video just came out that of her 8 minutes after said incident where she broke her hand and got a cut on the ear outside of a random apartment building, talking to strangers because I guess she ran from the car, allegedly, and left her purse and everything inside. And so she's talking to the strangers. She's apparently her right middle finger, that middle finger is broken, but you can see her in the video fixing her hair several times with it, holding a stranger's phone with it. Even using that hand, at one point, Jonathan Majors, towards the end of the video, walks by. She says something to him. He does nothing. He just looks at her and keeps moving. And she even uses said right hand to push the stranger was trying to grab her to pull her back, say, leave him alone. She used that hand to actually just swat away said stranger's hand. So, I don't know if anybody knows anything about broken fingers, but you can't really, if your finger's broken, you can't really use it to tie your hair up several times. Like, she tied her hair up 2 or 3 times in the video with both hands. Now, some of you might say, well, what if it was adrenaline? Well, adrenaline only goes so far. If a finger's broken, you can't use it. And she was clearly using it to hold cell phone in her hand, like hold it, not let it sit in her hand, but she was holding it. And she was using it to talk and move around and things of that nature. So there's no adrenaline when it comes to a broken finger. A broken finger is a broken finger, right? Also, she's alleged to have had a cut behind her ear after the fight in the car where Jonathan Majors apparently had assaulted her, right? So the story is that she got the broken finger because she saw a text message on his phone and she pulled his phone away and he broke her finger trying to get it back. That's the alleged. And then cut her ear by hitting her in some way. Well, during the whole time when she's with the strangers outside for 8 minutes talking to them, there's no cut on the ear. Nobody said anything like, hey, what's behind your ear? Hey, are you okay? You can't see any visual blood in the video or nothing like that. So here's the problem that I'm running into. Because this whole, and then, to add more mountain to the evidence, she's seen later going out with these strangers after the whole incident on the street. She goes out to go clubbing with these strangers while using her right hand to hold drinks and talk and, hug people that she's meeting and things of that nature. Now, again, you can say adrenaline, but let me tell you something about adrenaline. Adrenaline only lasts so long. You can ask any fighter in the world, right? Boxers and MMA, stuff like that. Usually, saying, your adrenaline's high, right? You're excited, you're about to get into a fight, you don't know what's going on. Usually after like the first round or so, adrenaline is gone. So whatever hits you took in that first round, you start feeling them after that second round, or in that second round, right? Because adrenaline goes down. Let me tell you something. If her adrenaline was spiked for an hour, she'd be dead. She'd be dead, okay? If anybody's adrenaline is spiked for an entire hour, you die. Your heart would give out because your heart would be beating so fast, trying to get blood to your most vital organs so you could do whatever you need to get done. If your adrenaline was spiked for an hour, especially while sedentary, because she wasn't running away from Jonathan Majors. It wasn't like a constant, life or death situation. She wasn't, trying to get away, escape. She was standing around talking and going out to the club. So if her adrenaline was still up to the point where she couldn't feel her finger, she would probably have died that night. That's just how the body works. You can't stay in an adrenaline spike that long without your heart just giving out. Anyway, right? Or you can say she was on drugs, but that doesn't really help her case, right? If you want to do this believe all women stuff, because if she was on drugs, that means she could have hallucinated and made the whole thing up, right? Because they didn't find any drugs on him. They didn't find any drugs in his system when they tested him. So, just something to think about. But this is what I'm trying to get into. It's like, we can't have this idea of believe all women, because here's the thing, is these women that are messing it up for other women, right? They're messing it up for all the women, right? Because yes, are there women out there who get assaulted by their boyfriends or their significant others and stuff like that? Hell yeah. There's no doubt about that. You don't have to think about that. We already know that is a thing that happens. However, is it always true when they say that this happens? No, because we know people lie. And here's the thing, you can't have these women out here who just get in their feelings and want to take men down, right? That's what this is, right? It's like the same thing with the Bauer case, the former pitcher for the Dodgers, right? This girl talking about he assaulted her and beat her ass and stuff like that. Comes to find out she was trying to set him up. Text messages come out of her and her friend talking about how they gonna get this money, how they gonna get the bag, how they gonna get him to rough her up so they can get the bag, stuff like that. And she's still out there talking about, oh no, he did that. And there's a video that comes out of her the next morning, allegedly after assault, where she's sitting next to him, filming him, all smiling like, look who I just had sex with, look who I just got in bed with. But that's the day that he apparently beat her. She was like, and she says, I didn't know the extent of the punishment on my body. What do you mean? What do you mean? If a grown man beats you up, an athlete was hurting you, you would feel that the next day. There's no, psychology. No, you would feel that. There's no, the human physical body, pain beats out psychology, okay? I know people say that mind over matter stuff. No, when you're hurt, you're hurt. You can try to fight through it, but you're still going to feel the pain. The toughest dudes in the world, like boxers and stuff like that, we're going to go back to fighting, they've been getting punched in the face. Yeah, they fight through it. But do you think every time they get hit in that same spot, they don't feel it? No, they can feel it. So you, lady, ain't that strong. If boxers are still feeling the pain and still wincing and stuff like that when they get hit in the spot, when they're hurt, there's no way that you're going to wake up the next morning all smiles and giggles and not feel the pain. So back to Jonathan Majors. And here's the thing that we're worried about, right? It's like, this is the problem with women like this that keep coming out. When it comes out that they're liars. Because they're like, all right, now nobody's going to believe women because it's clearly that these women are after, fame and money. Okay, well now you're looking at it like, well, what about regular dudes? They ain't got no money. That's the issue. We don't have any money. These high profile guys, have money to where they can get lawyers that can do research and gather evidence from security footage and, get cell phone records and all that stuff. We don't have a chance. So all we have is hearsay. So if you go into this, believe all women stuff, well then what's going to happen is all these women are just going to be able to, when they get pissed off because a guy didn't call him back, or he made them feel like hoes after he had sex with them, or like he broke up with them, or whatever the case may be, or why y'all get emotional, and you decide, I'm going to ruin this guy's life for one fleeting emotion that you could just, after a week or two, not even feel that anymore. Right? You're going to go accuse him of assaulting you or raping you. And now his entire life is messed up. Because here's the thing with Jonathan Majors, even after all this is done, and the charges are dropped, and we've already proven him innocent and things of that nature, his career is still hurt. Yeah, he's gonna still get money, right? Like, he's still gonna be hired. But the idea that he has this on his reputation, that it could happen, that he could be a problem, is gonna hurt his career later on. That's the same thing with men in this world. Just the accusation, period, puts a scarlet letter on you. So if somebody's doing a background check, like if you're trying to get a new job, somebody does a background check and they see this on your record, even if they say the charges are dropped, people are gonna be like, well, that's a liability, because he's the kind of person that can put himself in that situation to be accused. It's the same thing with Jonathan Majors, right? Yes, he might get, vindicated and no charges filed and things of that nature and a clean record. But the idea that he could get charged again, that this is something that is a possibility, that he put himself in that situation, studios are going to be like, well, he's kind of a liability. So now his career trajectory is screwed because one girl didn't know her place in society. She thought, well, I'm his girl, I'm his only one. This high profile dude should only be having sex with me. And that's not the case. So we got to stop with these false accusations, because it's not hurting just the men, it's hurting the women too. And you guys got to be worried about that, because if these women keep coming out, that means that the real assaults and the real cases are not going to be filed for the real victims, and it's going to be a world of hurt for the real people who are actually hurt in this world. Anyway, this is the end of the video, guys. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Like, comment, subscribe. We got to stop this, because there shouldn't be a war between the sexes. We need each other. So let's stop trying to take each other down because of our feelings. All right? Peace.